For generations, farmers have relied on tractors and other heavy machinery to power their operations, making it possible to plow fields, plant crops, and harvest on a large scale. These machines have evolved to be more sophisticated, efficient, and expensive. But what if we told you that despite spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on these machines, farmers don't truly own them? In this video, we're going to reveal how John Deere's monopolistic practices have created a system where farmers are forced into costly lease agreements and service contracts, limiting their control over their own equipment. We'll expose how these practices are costing farmers billions every year, and why it's a problem that's affecting the future of farming. Stay tuned as we uncover everything you need to know about this troubling issue. John Deere, the biggest name in agricultural machinery, has essentially locked farmers out of their own equipment. How? By monopolizing repairs. John Deere uses proprietary software and hardware that prevent farmers from fixing even minor issues on their tractors and combines. Instead, they're forced to rely on authorized John Deere dealerships for repairs, and that's where the problem starts. A modern John Deere tractor is a marvel of engineering, packed with advanced technology. But when something goes wrong, even something as simple as a sensor glitch, the tractor might shut down entirely. The farmer can't fix it without access to Deere's specialized software and diagnostic tools. This means farmers are forced to pay exorbitant fees to John Deere-approved mechanics. Repairs take longer, delaying critical work like planting and harvesting. Many small farms, already struggling with tight profit margins, face financial ruin. Take the story of Walter, a third-generation rancher in Montana, who found himself caught in a nightmare of delayed repairs and unnecessary costs. During the critical hay season, Walter's John Deere tractor suddenly began shutting down, disrupting his entire operation. As any experienced farmer would, he tried troubleshooting the issue by changing the fuel filters, hoping it was a simple fix. But to his frustration, the tractor remained unusable, halting his work during one of the busiest times of the year. With no other option, Walter called for a John Deere technician to come out and assess the situation. However, due to the company's limited service availability in his area, the technician couldn't arrive for another 3 days. As the hours ticked by, Walter's productivity plummeted, and with it, the income he had expected to generate from harvesting. The delay cost him thousands of dollars in lost work, all because of a machine he had already invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into. When the technician finally arrived, the cause of the problem turned out to be a small software glitch, something Walter could have easily fixed on his own if he had been given access to the necessary diagnostic tools or software. But under John Deere's restrictive policies, he wasn't allowed to do that. Instead, he was forced to pay hundreds of dollars just for a technician to perform a quick diagnostic check and resolve an issue that took only a few minutes to fix. Walter's story is just one example of how these monopolistic practices not only hinder farmers' independence, but also leave them vulnerable to unnecessary costs and delays, impacting their bottom line in ways that can be hard to recover from. John Deere claims they don't actually own farmers' tractors. Farmers, they say, have only purchased the right to use the equipment. This is because John Deere's software controls the machinery, and accessing or modifying it without permission violates their terms of service. Think about it this way. If you bought a car but couldn't open the hood or change the oil without going back to the dealer, would you feel like you really owned the car? That's what farmers are dealing with on an industrial scale. In a 2021 report, it was estimated that John Deere's repair monopoly costs American farmers over $4 billion annually. This includes inflated repair fees, delays during critical work periods, and the financial burden of equipment downtime. You might ask, why don't farmers just buy from another company? The reality is that John Deere dominates the market, controlling over 50% of agricultural machinery sales in the United States. Other major brands often follow similar practices. further limiting farmers' choices. John Deere has also aggressively bought out smaller competitors, reducing competition and forcing farmers into their ecosystem. For many farmers, there simply isn't another viable option. Farmers have had enough. Across the U.S., they're joining the growing right to repair movement, which demands that companies provide the tools, parts, and manuals needed for individuals to fix their own equipment. The right to repair isn't just about saving money, it's about survival. For farmers, time is money. Delays during planting, harvesting, or hay season can mean massive crop losses and financial ruin. When John Deere forces them to wait days or weeks for a repair that should take minutes, it puts their livelihoods on the line. Some progress has been made. In 2023, John Deere signed agreements with some farming organizations, promising to make repair tools and software more accessible. But critics say these agreements are superficial and don't go far enough. Farmers still face unnecessary restrictions and inflated repair costs. If John Deere's monopolistic practices continue unchecked, the consequences will be dire. Financial losses. Farmers will keep losing billions of dollars annually. Small farms at risk. Independent farmers, already struggling to compete with industrial agriculture, will face an even greater financial burden. Food supply threats. Equipment delays and failures could lead to crop losses, impacting food prices and availability. Farmers are the backbone of our food system. They work long hours, endure unpredictable weather, and shoulder enormous financial risk. The least they deserve is the ability to fix their own equipment without being held hostage by a corporation. John Deere isn't the only company using this strategy. The same issue is spreading to industries like electronics, appliances, and even medical equipment. As more products become reliant on software, companies are increasingly locking consumers out of repairs, using copyright laws and proprietary technology as an excuse. But farmers are at the forefront of this fight. If they can win the battle for the right to repair, it could set a precedent for consumers everywhere. John Deere's repair monopoly is costing farmers billions of dollars and jeopardizing their ability to feed the world. By locking farmers out of their own machinery, John Deere has turned ownership into a myth and repairs into a profit center. The right to repair is about more than just fixing tractors. It's about fairness, independence, and survival. If we want to protect our farmers, ensure food security, and challenge corporate monopolies, we need to stand behind them in this fight, facing with John Deere's monopolistic practices. It's a crucial issue that affects not only farmers' livelihoods, but also the future of our food supply. If you found this video informative, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the right to repair is the solution to these problems? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on important issues like this one. Together, we can raise awareness and stand up for farmers everywhere. See you in the next video.